What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is After Sound, and we bring you Splinterlands content daily, as well as do daily streams over on Twitch. So come through and say hello. It is at This Is After Sound on Twitch, doing giveaways there, doing giveaways here. So make sure when you leave a comment to put your in-game username, and on a weekly basis, I will go through and pick out the ones that are the most thoughtful and engaging. All right. So digging a little bit deeper into one of the aspects of the game economy and rewards update that the Splinterlands team posted yesterday. One of the big changes is the fact that you will now, if you are in bronze, you will now be receiving credits instead of DEC. And you can see the chart kind of listed out here. You will start receiving DEC again as soon as you cross up into Silver 3. But before then, you will be receiving credits. Now, I've likened credits to in-game gift cards. And I mean, that's essentially what they are, right? You cannot withdraw them. You cannot use them. They do not appreciate or depreciate in value the way that DEC does, as DEC is its own currency, cryptocurrency, and is therefore, or can be manipulated and has been manipulated to a very large extent by external market forces, right? So if you are in bronze, struggling to get to silver, and maybe playing this game in a way where you don't want to put in any money outside of the $10 spellbook, right? Which is kind of what I'm doing as an experiment with one of my accounts. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. To me, this should really not matter to you in the long run. Where this only hurts, in my opinion, is the fact that you will no longer be getting airdrops for the next 10 months or 9.5 months or 9 to 10 months, whatever it is, by holding DEC. So when you win DEC and you're holding DEC, you'll get those daily airdrops. But the thing is, if you're in bronze and you don't already have DEC, or you haven't purchased DEC externally through another decentralized platform or whatever the case is, it shouldn't, the amount of DEC that you hold, or actually more specifically, the amount of SPS that you would get from the airdrops really wouldn't be that high, right? And what this game is encouraging you to do is purchase and invest in really in-game assets. So I want to flip this, because there's the crowd, or it seems like the community is very split right now, and I just want to give a little bit of a different perspective, right? If you're a player in this game and playing it genuinely, what is it that you want, or what is it that you are trying to accomplish? You're trying to advance in this game, and if you can't put in the money, you're playing the game to earn money, right? Now, what they're doing is essentially they change it so that you're no longer able to earn money that you can withdraw, but you're able to earn money in the game to then buy assets that actually have value, at which point you could sell, you could rent, and then earn in-game currency, DEC, which you could then withdraw into fiat or cash or whatever the case is, right? So there is now another layer of this, but what that does is that completely removes one of the biggest problems that, or at least perceived problems, that the game was having by many people in the community, right? And I say perceived problems because to me, bots are a complex situation. They add some value, but there's also a lot that they can exploit. So it's like one of those things where something can give you a little value, but bots are scalable. That's the key word here. So any problem that a bot causes, it goes from 1 to a million just like that, because it's not people, it's code. So that therefore, like the benefit to benefit to detriment ratio was getting really bad in that sense. And so this was obviously one of the actions taken. So to me, again, like I said, if you're playing this game and you're in bronze or novice, and you're really looking to build up your account and what you're doing, this doesn't affect you. Yes, it sucks. You don't get the airdrop, but you can still buy DEC or convert other cash to DEC. I mean, that'll be a whole other thing. But for people who are just playing the game to really advance, and I feel like that should be everyone, right? That really should be everybody who's playing this game, because if you were just in here, if you were just in here to farm DEC for the short amount that you could play every single day and pull out your tens or hundreds of DEC every single day, you're a bot, right? And you then are part of the problem that they're trying to correct, which is really pulling everything out of the system, and creating a lot of downward sales pressure. First on cards, because cards were one, and that this is the whole other thing with the loot chest, right? Which I'm not even going to dive into, but cards were being won at huge amounts, and therefore the prices were just being driven down. DEC, on the other hand, is a little bit more complicated, but it does create some sell pressure or market manipulation, both up and down for DEC, because people would just come in, or bots would just come in, play the game, earn as much DEC, pull it out, and transfer that to, or either transfer that or hold it for the SPS airdrop, or sell it for US dollars or another cryptocurrency. So that exploit will no longer happen, at least not at the bronze level, right? The thing is, bots are like I don't even know what the proper metaphor is here, but you hit them and they just come back stronger. They'll always find a way. I guess they're the cockroaches of the internet to a certain extent, right? They will always find a way. So there was an exploit, or there was a problem that was being exploited. I'm sure as a growing game and game that is in development, there will always be problems, and whenever bots get involved, those problems will always be compounded and completely exponentially exploited, right? But to me, again, I think that this was a good fix, and if you are in bronze or a new player to the game or whatever the case is, credits versus DEC really shouldn't matter to you, because what should you be doing, and what have I been preaching on the channel? You should really be buying in-game assets. DEC, by the way, in my opinion, and not just my opinion, but in the opinion of the founders of the game as well, it's so inflated. It should be at a peg of 0.001. It is only inflated right now because of the airdrop. But long term, that airdrop will not be there, especially now that SPS is the governance token. So the value of DEC at some point in the future, as said by both the founding team and in my own humble opinion, will at some point go back to its peg. So right now DEC is overinflated, and you could probably get more value for your DEC if you were to win it, which is why they corrected that. But ultimately, it shouldn't matter. And if you are in bronze and collecting credits, you should not be holding DEC for the long run. You should be buying in-game assets, because it is the assets, cards, land, packs, whatever the case is, that will appreciate over time, because those are the ones that are hard capped. Those are the non-fungible tokens, NFTs, right? So to me, this doesn't matter. I was doing this anyway to a certain extent. It was fun kind of winning a couple of DEC per rank battle, and then just kind of taking that and being like, I'm going to buy one of these super cheap cards. One of these cards that are under 10 cents right now, because I think a lot of these rewards cards were undervalued. And this will be something else, and I'm going to be watching this and probably do an update on like an updated video on the cards I'm buying right now, because I'm very curious to see what is going to happen starting next season when bots are only winning 10% of 10% of the cards that they normally would. I'm sorry, actually it's really 20% of the cards that they normally would, right? Because there was a 50% chance that a bot would get a card in the daily chest, whereas now it's dropped to 10%. So that's an 80% drop in the amount of cards that will be flooding the system from bots who are playing and not real people. So therefore, I feel like card values, at least in the short term, will go up. I mean, the print limits are not going to change, but we'll like I said, dive into that when I have the numbers in front of me and can go a little bit deeper. But there will be a tremendous amount less of downward sales pressure and downward price pressure on these cards, because people, aka bots, won't be winning them and trying to offload them as quickly as possible, right? Like for me as a player, if I'm trying to stack assets in the game, I've won a bunch of these cards already. I haven't sold a single one. Why? Because I'm in the business of collecting assets, and these are all assets to me that could have long-term value. So that's sorry if I'm being very heavy-handed with the investing mindset, but if you're playing this game rather than Candy Crush or something else, it's because you understand that there is a financial incentive here. And I just wanted to let you know that whether you're winning DEC or credits, the financial incentive still exists in actually a very, very heavy form, right? Because what this was before was this 50, 25, 25, where, most of the time you were winning a card. Now, 45% of the time you'll be winning credits. So you'll be winning in-game gift cards. And here's where you can kind of flip this, or at least look at the silver lining. Like, would you rather be winning like all these like Venari, Heatsmith, or Pellicor or whatever? Like, would you rather be winning those half the time, or would you rather be winning dollars or credits spendable in the game to buy cards you actually want, right? So I'm looking at it that way. I think that is tremendous because now I don't get stuck with all these cards that are lowly priced anyway, and that I'd have to like compete or do a race to the bottom just to offload it to get, my 8 cents or 9 cents. Now I'm winning more in-game credits and can therefore buy the cards that I actually want to build out the deck that I'm trying to build. So DEC versus credits, I don't think it's a big deal. For people who are upset about that, please reconsider, or please just try to look at it from this perspective. And I think, for the long run, if you are just starting out, this should not affect you in the long run, in my opinion. The only thing you're really missing out is on SPS. But if you are playing this game and you don't have as many assets, or you're not buying SPS externally, you wouldn't have been making much from the airdrops anyway. If I can be completely transparent with you, this is my grind account here, and I have made 4 cents in SPS, right? I've been running this for 10. Today's going to be the 11th day, right? So I'm getting these airdrops of SPS, which are a total of 5 cents, 6 cents, maybe. SPS did spike a little bit today, and we'll be watching that. But my point in all of this to you guys is, it's not going to affect you if you're a player in the long term. And like I said, I think what will be interesting to watch, and we'll do a separate video on this, are going to be these reward cards that have just been flooding the market. I highly expect these cards to start going up in value. Maybe not immediately, but in the long term, as the downward pressure will no longer be there, right? At least not in the same way that it was before. So that's all I have for you guys today. Guys, this is not financial advice. This is just my own perspective that I'm sharing with you, and would love to be challenged and given feedback, constructive or critical feedback in the comments. So if you are enjoying this content, please consider liking and subscribing the video. It's a free and easy way to support the channel. And if you want to enter in for a giveaway on a weekly basis, I'm going through and finding the most thoughtful and engaging comments, ones that really provide value to the community, and sending you a little DEC or SPS. So please make sure to leave your in-game username. I will catch up with you guys all soon, and I will see you in the game.